Hi everybody and welcome to Tea Tuesday. I'd like to thank Patti with Life of Patti and Kathy and Kathy's Favorite Things. This is an open collaboration for Tea Tuesday. It can be cold tea, hot tea, informal tea, formal tea, whatever you like. Just use hashtag Tea Tuesday. I'll put it in the description box below. You can do anything while you're having tea. And today I am drinking this wonderful Crystal Light lemon tea. It's really pretty good. I got a container that does 12 quarts. And I love this thing. I got it at Walmart on discount for $10. And boy, let me tell you, this keeps things nice and cold for at least 24 hours. I mean, it really works well. And I had a lot of people ask me about my brace for my thumb. Back quite a while, maybe a year ago, I went to see a specialist because it hurt so much. And what it is my thumb is bone on bone. And the only way that can be corrected is if I have surgery. And I really am putting it off as far as possible. I cannot believe I turned a senior, and since I turned a senior, it's been this, and this. It's been a rough year, but you know what? God is good all the time, and Ray's doing better. Yeah, he's doing better. He's working 4 hours. I had somebody ask me on that. So I don't have the brace on today because I haven't done any heavy lifting or a lot. But basically my thumb is numb from here to here. This is where the bone needs to be taken out. It's numb, and when I lift anything really heavy, it hurts. I can barely lift that drink. I drop a lot of things, and I've been breaking them terrible. But I've been working hard, dehydrating, picking in the garden, and mowing, and just all the things you got to do right now. So that's that. If you see any water dripping off me, I'm trying to get my hair dry. I showered, and it takes forever to get my hair dry. When you got long, thick hair, boy, let me tell you. So let's get on with the story today. Hello, Mr. Twiddle. We all love Mr. Twiddle. What would we do without Mr. Twiddle? I feel bad for Mrs. Twiddle. She puts up with a lot. We're on chapter 9, Mr. Twiddle and the cat. Oh, we all know he doesn't like the cat. What does he like? Mr. Twiddle had a cold. He sneezed and snuffled, and Mrs. Twiddle was very sorry for him. "You shall have a hot drink," she said, "and I'll buy you some nice lozenges to suck. Now just sit by the fire, Twiddle, and keep warm." Twiddle sat by the fire and toasted his legs and knees. The cat came up and purred. It loved a warm fire, as Mr. Twiddle did. He probably sitting there with his newspaper. Puss jumped up on Mr. Twiddle's knee and dug a claw into his trousers to hold on by. Twiddle gave a yell. "Ow! You tiresome cat! You've pricked me with your claw. Get down. I've had enough to do with warming myself without having you on my knee." He pushed the cat down. Puss waited a few minutes till Mr. Twiddle shut his eyes and nodded, and then he jumped. Puss again. Mr. Twiddle got a shock. His pipe fell out of his mouth and broke on the hearth. Not good. He was very angry. "Look at that," he said to the cat. "Now look what you've done. You careless, stupid animal. You deserve to be scolded." Now Mr. Twiddle lost his temper with the cat. The more Puss seemed to want to come to him, it was most annoying. First, the cat laid down on his feet and had to be shuffled it off. Then he jumped up onto the back of the chair and tried to lie around his neck. That made him very angry. "Are you trying to be a scarf or something?" said Mr. Twiddle to the cat. "Get down! I don't want you on my feet, and I don't want you around my neck. You are a real nuisance tonight. Do leave me alone." The cat disappeared. Mr. Twiddle went to sleep. When he woke up, he wanted to read the newspaper, so up he got to fetch it. He didn't see the cat laying on the rug, curled up in a ball. He'd strode on it, fell flat on his nose, and the cat leaped up and scratched his cheek. Dear me, what an upset there was. Mr. Twiddle yelled at the cat and yowled and spat, and Mrs. Twiddle came running to see what the matter was. "Twiddle, how dare you to be unkind to the cat?" she cried. Twiddle got up and glared at her. "You just scold the cat, not me," he said. "It's she who is being unkind to me. She won't leave me alone." He felt for his glasses. They had fallen off his nose. Mr. Twiddle went down on his hands and knees to find them. He put them in his hand under the sofa, but the cat was hiding there and thought he was playing. So she patted his fingers and made him jump. "Now that cat isn't under the sofa now," said Mrs. Twiddle. "Wife, I tell you, she won't leave me alone. Take her away. I can't bear any more tonight." Mrs. Twiddle took the cat into the scullery and shut the door on her. The cat jumped up on the table, found Mr. Twiddle's supper, ready for cooking, and ate it all up. Dear me, how hungry he was when he heard about it. "I'm going to bed," he said. "I can't stand that cat anymore, and there's something strange about it tonight. It just won't leave me alone." "Don't be silly, Twiddle said to his wife. She got up and went to the scullery, and she filled a hot water bottle and put a nice warm furry cover on it. Then she went upstairs to put it into Twiddle's bed. He went around the house and locked the doors. Twiddle undressed. He grinned to himself when he thought of how he had shooed the cat out of the back door into the dark night. Now it wouldn't bother him anymore. Ha! He wouldn't tell Mrs. Twiddle. She would be crossed if she knew the cat was out at night. Uh-oh. He threw back the sheets, jumped into bed. He put his feet down, and good gracious me, whatever was that in the bed? Twiddle gave a loud yell, jumped out again, glared fiercely at the lump in the bed. "That cat again?" he said. "How'd it get there?" No sooner did I put my feet down and I felt it, all warm and furry. It's a magic cat tonight. What am I to do? I simply don't dare to get into bed. I shan't tell Mrs. Twiddle. She'll only laugh at me. Oh, Mr. Twiddle. I'm telling you, Mr. Twiddle. Oh, that's so good. Mrs. Twiddle was sleeping in the spare room bed that night because she couldn't and she didn't want to catch Twiddle's cold. Her light was out. Twiddle stood in the bedroom and shivered. Fancy that tiresome cat thinking it would sleep in my bed, he said to himself. Whatever next? I shoot him out. I don't know about him. The back door. Well, I shall put on my dressing gown and spend the night in my chair in front of the kitchen fire. If that cat thinks it's going to bite my toes all night, it's mistaken. Poor Twiddle. He went downstairs to sit by the fire. He was almost asleep when Mrs. Twiddle appeared, looking most surprised. Excuse me. Twiddle, whatever are you doing? I looked into your room to see if you were all right, and you weren't there. I couldn't get into bed, said Twiddle, sulking. That cat was there. Don't be silly, Twiddle. She never goes upstairs, said Mrs. Twiddle. I'm not silly, said Twiddle. I tell you, that cat is lying in my bed, and I'm not going to sleep with it. Just then there came a meowing outside the back door, and something scratched and scraped at the door. But that's the cat, cried Mrs. Twiddle in surprise. I'd know her meow anywhere. However, it is that she's outside, poor darling. That's not the cat, said Twiddle. I'll tell you, she's upstairs in my bed, as warm as a pie. Mrs. Twiddle opened the back door, and it bounced. The cat, purring in delight, she jumped straight into Twiddle's knee, and he gave a yell. Get off, wife. There must be two cats, then. I tell you, one sleeping in my bed. Well, we'll come and see, said Mrs. Twiddle, thinking that Twiddle must be quite mad. There, went upstairs, Mrs. Twiddle threw back the covers in the middle of the bed, and there was the hot water bottle she had put there, warm and cozy, and its furry cover. You thought your hot bottle was the cat, cried Mrs. Twiddle, beginning to laugh and laugh. And you went downstairs in a rage and left your lovely hot bottle to sleep in the bed by itself. Oh, Twiddle, you make me die of laughing one of these days. She laughed until she cried. Twiddle was angry and ashamed. He got into bed, put his feet on the hot water bottle, covered himself up. I'll have no more to do with that cat from now on, he said. But dear me, as soon as he was asleep, Puss jumped up on the bed and slept peacefully on Twiddle's feet all night long. Wouldn't Twiddle have been cross if he had known? We're on chapter 10 next week, and there's Mr. Twiddle and the cat. So I want to thank everybody for coming along this week, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that bell and you'll get all my uploads. I try to upload every day. Sometimes I take Sunday off, and one of these days soon, I might take the weekend off. You never know with me, and I never know what I'm going to do. Have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow for Grammy's, I can't remember what I called it. Meals for under $5. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.